Kia ora, it's Ghost Chips here. Just come back to have a look at the hive that we put the caged queen into the other day. But I'm going to need my hive tool. Can't very well work a hive without a hive tool.
Typical.
Good map.
That'll definitely be getting changed.
Okay, so there are bees have gone up into this top box, which is always good. Not ridiculously strong, but
About 3 frames of bees down to the bottom.
So still looking pretty good. It's got stores in it. Hopefully, oh, there's the queen, right there.
Yep, easy to spot.
Nice big girl, nice colour.
Italian queen.
There we are, she's been breeding like a trooper.
I'll try and get the angle so the sun's going to the cells. There we go, that's more like it. That white stuff in there is young brood.
Nice.
Did that drone frame have brood on it?
Didn't notice any.
Okay.
So we've got some eggs on this frame, but it's also got a lot of stores and pollen on that side. And on this side, pretty much all this area through here that hasn't got the pollen and the honey is just eggs.
Yeah, something we've been doing today as well with our hives is we run them as just one box for the brood, and we'll have this here queen excluder between that and the honey boxes. But as you can see, they're not particularly fond of going up into these boxes, so what we've been doing is if they've been strong enough, we'll lift up 2 frames of brood, put them in the center of the box, always keeping them together, and leave, at the very least, leave 4 frames of brood down the bottom, put 2 or more up. That'll draw the bees up. The bees that hatch up here will stay up here more than likely, and they should start storing the honey there a lot easier.
This one here, this hive only has 2 frames with honey, with brood on it, and starting to lay on this frame of drone comb, but not really enough brood to lift any brood up. So what we'll do instead is we'll lift up 2 or 3, maybe 4 frames of stores. it'll also get them going up,
Hopefully.
But it means that she'll have more room to carry on laying down here.
And that's important, is if she runs out of room down there, A, you're stilting the hive, B, she could decide that she wants to swarm because she doesn't think she has enough room. And we don't want that, especially not with the price we paid for these beautiful queens.
And they are beautiful.
They really are. Tell you what, Ray, what I think would be a really good idea is to leave a link in this video to SJA Honey, the suppliers of these queens.
Yep.
Last video we had a beekeeper in the South Island asking about it, and probably makes sense that we supply a link to the website if any of you want to get your queens from there as well.
Okay. Now it's your turn.
Yep, my turn. We'll swap the camera over. So 4 frames. Okay, bear this in mind. We have a feeder here. This will be quite relevant in a moment. First of all, shake these down. We know the queen's not on there, but there could be drones and they can't get through the queen excluder either, so we want them gone. It's just in this bottom box. So shake them off, that's fine. Okay, there should be no more drones on there. Check this back on. Now the way I work this is I'll always try and...
You're going to put the oxalic in?
Oh yeah, actually I forgot about the oxalic. Give me a moment. Okay, so we're using these here, oxalic acid strips. It's an organic treatment, I believe. It's food grade cardboard and a mixture of glycerin and oxalic acid. And it's one of the only things that we can have in the hive when they're on the honey crop. If we have these plastic strips in while they're actually getting honey, we will not be able to sell the honey that we get. We have to leave these strips in for another few weeks because 6 to 8 weeks is what we're told we have to. They're not really bringing much in at the moment. What they'll probably use for breeding for the next little while, so that's fine, but we're starting to put these in to hopefully keep on top of the varroa mites. What did I do with my hive? I didn't have it to begin with, did I? While I was holding the camera. I do believe that oxalic acid is something that you can find in the likes of tomatoes and stuff, so I don't know much about it other than that. Okay, now we get onto this, get our excluder down, get our box on. Normally when I box, depending on how many frames I have, if I'm putting up 1 or 2 frames, I'll put them into the center. If I'm getting 3 frames, I'll put 2 into the center, 1 against the edge here. If I get 4, I'll do the same thing, but the 4th one will go against this edge. What that's doing is, for some reason, I don't know the reason behind this, someone else might, they don't seem to like putting honey above the feeder that we use for putting the sugar syrup in. So put the frame in there, then any other box of honey that empty box that goes above or below this box, they should put honey in all frames across the whole box. And normally what I do to space it, it's not perfect, but it's roughly a finger width in there for me.
and I'll work it similarly, but for me it's the width from the tip of my finger to the first knuckle on my index finger is roughly the correct width for it.
There we have it. That hive, I mean, I already had a box on, but now we've got it so hopefully it's ready for the honey crop. And you saw the queen that we put in, the nice new queen from SJA Honey. And I'll let Ray do the outro.
Well, thanks for joining us, and hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time. Ka kite.